are listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up! Buckle up!
All righty, here we are on Mike and Josh on a Thursday evening. It is great to have you.
Spit the facts, cut the crap, get the latest, let's run it back.
Hello. And here we go. Welcome in to Mike and Josh. Hello, everybody. We are back on another Thursday evening. I'm Mike Guido. That is Josh Tariff. It's great to have you. Again, on this beautiful Thursday. The weather's much better than it was last week. Last week it was thunderstorming, and I thought I was going to lose power, and the internet was going to go out and everything. I thought we were going to have a real problem, but nope.
No, you powered through. You powered through.
Our program went through that day, so now
wait a minute. Hold
we
on.
are here.
No, wait, but no. What do you mean? Unfortunately, everything was fine.
Yeah.
What is that?
Anywho, fortunately, we have plenty of stuff to talk about today. We are so glad that you're here. The NBA Finals has wrapped up, Josh. The Knicks. Listen, and you know what? I'm going to save it. We will obviously talk about the NBA Finals. Jalen Brunson winning Finals MVP. That conversation, I think, has now closed. Is he officially now the greatest Knick of all time? We will talk about that going forward. With the NBA Finals concluding, Josh, one of my favorite times of the year, the NBA Draft is in a week.
Yes.
That is due to be fun. The Washington Wizards with the number 1 pick. Who will they select? Who are the Utah Jazz going to select at number 2? We'll go through. We'll kind of do a little mini mock draft of what we think could happen next week. That is coming up a little bit later. Is it like, is this Brendan Sorsby stuff a little, I don't know. I feel like it's annoying. Like I almost like don't like it. Like I just don't like that we are talking about it, but it is what it is. So that's coming up a little bit later in hour number 1. We have plenty of stuff to go over today. Plus, if you don't remember from last week, we are now 0 for 2 in trying to get Josh to go 82-0. So,
and I have not done it yet. I still have not been able to get to 82-0.
So I have done it. I sent you. Did I send you the proof?
I think you did.
I think I did. I forget what it was.
To keep me eternally jealous.
But I did. I haven't done it since, though. So, and I have tried. So we will see if we can finally go 82-0 at the end of the show today. Josh, how are we feeling, my friend? Are you livened this Thursday evening? I know on the West Coast it's still the middle of the afternoon, but for me it's getting dark out. So how you feeling, my friend?
I am feeling so confident that we are going to construct the absolute perfect team for 82-0.
There you go.
I just know it's a shoe-in. Like, what could possibly go wrong?
I was certain that you know what stinks is that whenever you have your like perfect team, right? You get like LeBron and Jordan and Shaq and like you get like the perfect, you get Oscar Robertson to play the point guard, and then your power forward ends up being like Pascal Siakam, and then you just lose. Like, it's just the worst. And that's no shot to Pascal Siakam. It's just, for this game's sake, you need to get like Kevin Garnett or something like that, and then you'd get it.
Right.
So I don't know. Anyway, we'll try that. But Josh, let's start today. The New York Knicks are NBA champions.
They are.
For the first time in 53 years, they have not won a title since Willis Reed and Walt Frazier did it in 1973. I just want to say this. I think I deserve a little bit of credit. Of course, the Knicks win the title, and I make it entirely about me. But
well, I was going to bring up, because when we got to the finals, I said Knicks in 6, and you, Mr. Guido, said Knicks in 5.
I said Knicks in 5.
You did.
I said if they played the Spurs, it
you
would
did.
be Knicks in 5. So I do deserve credit for that, but I think deserve credit for
There's more credit that I need.
There is. I am a genius. I think I deserve credit for correctly saying that the Knicks were a legitimate title contender in the East. Like, there were so many people that said, listen, it's going to be either
Boston.
the Pistons or Boston. It's going to be one of those. Everybody else is just, I'm like, hold on a minute. And I included the Cavs in that conversation too, which I also think I deserve credit for because they ended up in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I get it. The nod.
I'm not giving you all that credit. I'm giving you credit. I'm not giving you all that credit.
We're not rehashing the Harden thing. Okay. But I said, do not count out the Knicks.
You did say that.
Don't count out the Knicks because they have that thing that succeeds in the playoffs, right? Brunson's a dog. They're a well-coached team. They're great defensively. All of those things, and they kind of mustered up together, and obviously it culminated into a title. So, Josh, what are we thinking? The Knicks win their first title since 1973. They beat the Spurs in 5 games. What were your thoughts when it happened?
My thoughts were good for Patrick Ewing, good for Mike Breen, good for John Starks, good for Allen Houston, good for Pat Riley in a way, good for Tom Thibodeau, and then good for like the scrubs, the scrub days. You know, good for like what was it, like Landry Fields.
Landry Fields,
good,
Chris Copeland, Andy Routens,
Raymond Felton.
There you go. I can go.
Steve Novak.
We can go into the bag. Pablo Prigioni.
Right. We can name hundreds of Knicks. And growing up in Massachusetts, where we've documented this on this show, I first got into basketball, really sports in general, from the original Dream Team. Mm-hmm. And that's what made me then start tuning into all the teams. And of course, that's when I'm like, who's this rookie Shaq in Orlando breaking hoops because he was on the Dream Team. Fell in love with him. But obviously, I'm following the other teams. And the Celtic was Larry Bird, who was then retired. So I had no Celtics to attach myself to. Mm-hmm. But in Massachusetts, the teams that are aired the most were the Celtics and the Knicks. I know Patrick Ewing from the Dream Team. Mm-hmm. I'm going to watch him. And obviously, there are John Starks, Charles Oakley, Anthony Mason, Charles Smith. The list goes on and on. Mm-hmm. And they were a team that I would genuinely just enjoy watching. The atmosphere of the Garden. Always seeing the celebrities there, no matter how good or bad they were. The atmosphere, the PA announcer, Marv Albert, just with everything going on. That felt like a spectacle.
Yeah.
And it was, that team should have absolutely won multiple titles, except there's these guys named Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon that were spoiling the party at the same time.
Yeah.
So, and having close friends that have always been diehard, lifelong Knicks fans, it's so great for the city. And I mean, realistically, I'm really trying to think in the state of New York. Maybe it was when the New York Rangers won the Stanley Cup in like 94.
Yeah, right.
That might be the last time, because the Yankees have won certainly since then.
Yeah.
But as excited as New York was, it was still like just a different feeling, a different vibe, a different type of excitement. And I don't think New York has had that since the Rangers won the Stanley Cup. Mm-hmm. So it's just a great sight to be seen. Mayor Mandati, I mean, I don't know if you saw his speech at City Hall. I'm like, I was ready to run through a wall, for that, because that was like just so good and so much excitement and passion.
I give Mamdani no credit at all for anything today because he wore a number 33 Knicks jersey that had the name Jones on the back. Are you kidding me? Unless that was made up, like unless that was like totally AI and doctored, I'm like, I'll look like an idiot out of the air. I don't care. But listen, I give Zoran Mamdani absolutely no credit for anything involving today, just based on his jersey choice. Sorry, you lose.
It says he was wearing a Josh Hart jersey today.
I thought it was a number 33.
I think it was number 3.
Was it number 3? He was wearing a Josh Hart jersey. All right.
So,
all right, that he gets credit for.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
We'll just erase this last 60 seconds. Like, we can cut it, right? We can cut it for you. I know.
No. I don't care.
I'm so happy for friends and fans of the Knicks and the city of New York. It's beyond overdue. And in my personal world of friends, as far as people that love sports, I have my friends that are fans of Boston teams, friends that are fans of New York teams, friends that are fans of Chicago teams, friends that are fans of Texas teams, friends that are fans of Los Angeles and Northern California teams.
Yeah.
Everybody has won something. It's my turn. It's my freaking turn. Everyone has gotten something except me with Orlando.
Yeah.
It's my turn.
It's never
Magic in 27.
Magic in 27. Yeah, there you go. Magic in 27. Paolo and Franz Wagner are going to lead the way.
That's right.
But listen, I'm from New York, so I'm not from the city, so it's not like I have that much tapped in to like the whole concrete jungle thing. Like it's not that thing, right? But I will say that almost every basketball fan I know from New York is a Knicks fan. And here's the thing. There's something about when the Knicks are good, the city seems to just react differently, right? I think baseball is a little bit different, right? Because baseball's a long season. It's a lot of games, right? There's a lot of parity to it, right? Like it doesn't seem like it had, like, even if the Yankees win the World Series, like the city still gets excited, but there's something different about when the Knicks win in New York.
Oh yeah.
And maybe that's just proximity, right? Madison Square Garden is right above Penn Station. Like it is literally in the center of everything. Maybe it has something to do with that, but there is something different about when the Knicks are good. So this city for, I don't know, the last month has been unbelievably electric. I mean, they lost one game, Josh.
One game in 2 months.
In 2 months. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. They haven't lost. They lost one game. They haven't lost since April 21st. Like, that's so bizarre to me. So it's not even really that, but they have a hero to root for now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Carmelo Anthony was very, very New York. He was.
Sure.
And he gave the Knicks a good year or two. But what Jalen Brunson has done, and I think it would have been different. Like, I don't know that it would have been the same if LeBron had come here and won a title, right? I don't know that it would have been the same if Kobe came here and won a title. I don't know that it would have been the same. But, like, Carmelo Anthony went to Syracuse, right? He was a New York guy. Jalen Brunson went to Villanova. He was a New York guy, right? Like, Villanova is a very northeastern, like, feeling of basketball, right? It's something about how, you know, all they were missing was Dante DiVincenzo, and it would have been the Villanova guys winning the national title all over again in New York.
Yeah.
Right? Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges. It would have been all those guys winning it again.
Yeah.
Okay. If Jay Wright was their coach, it would have been unbelievably ironic. But it is truly remarkable. I remember growing up in high school, despising the Knicks. I hated the Knicks. I've always been a Cavs fan, and for no other reason than I loved LeBron James. And when I started watching basketball, similar to you, Josh, right? When I started watching basketball, I was a huge LeBron James fan, and I rooted for the team that he played for. And then when he left and went to Miami, I just stuck with the Cavs, and I was there for Kyrie Irving and Deion Waiters, and like I was there for all of that.
Yeah.
Mo Williams and Anton Jameson, and when they were awful too. So, I remember all of that. I used to hate when I was growing up, my Knick fans be just absolutely nauseating about anything positive going for the Knicks. Like when Jeremy Lin had his massive Linsanity run, I mean, Knick fans were insufferable. They really were. When they got Amari Stoudemire towards the end of his career, everybody was like, oh my God, it's going to change everything. We got Amari Stoudemire. I'm like, it's not going to change anything. You're still going to kind of suck.
Yep.
Like, it's just the way that it is, right? It's like when
you'll win 4 or 5 more games.
It's like when the Jazz traded for Jaren Jackson. Like, it's just the same thing. It's a good player, but you're still not going to be good. So, and then they brought in Carmelo Anthony, and oh my God, it was like, again, Bedlam had gone. It was crazy because Melo was the savior. And again, they had another good year or two with Melo, but for the most part, they were pretty mediocre with Carmelo Anthony too. So all of those things took place, and I despised the Knicks because I had annoying friends who were Knicks fans, and I hated it because they just wouldn't stop, right? So now, as we've gotten older and as time has gone on, this was a Knick team that felt likable, right? This felt different.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson is a likable basketball player. I mean, and listen, this is coming from a guy who the Knicks tortured the Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals, tortured them. It was brutal to watch as a Cavs fan. And I've even saying, I liked watching the Knicks play. I do.
Well, I mean, who realistically on this entire roster would you not consider likable? Like the only possibility, Cat did a few things back in Minnesota as far as like some comments, but I think Cat's a very likable guy. Josh Hart's extremely likable. Mitchell Robinson was on a 20-win Knicks team. He's very likable. Landry Shamet, everyone loves. Deuce McBride, everybody loves. Like, who on this roster would you not call likable?
Yeah, right.
Mike Brown is very likable. The only guy that's not likable is their owner.
Yeah, right. Jimmy Dolan.
Yeah.
Jimmy Dolan. And did you see James Dolan crying on stage? Like, maybe finally people stop hating me?
Yeah, and they won't.
And they won't. They won't. Wait till this wears off. But, yeah, I was talking to a bunch of my friends, and they were just like, it doesn't matter what happens to me anymore. The Knicks won the finals. I don't care. Like,
and I'm the exact same way with Orlando Magic. I just need one. I don't need a dynasty.
Mm-hmm. Listen, that's how I felt when the Cavs won the title in 16.
And you got your one.
And not only one, I got the one.
Yeah.
That was, Josh, and I will say it till I'm blue in the face. That was the greatest finals victory of all time, bar none. When the Cavs did it in 2016.
When down 3-1,
yeah. They first team ever
to
come down from 3-1, and it was against the 73-9 Warriors. The great, bar none. And on top of that, the Cavs win their first title in franchise history with LeBron James, who grew up in Akron.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest finals victory of all time, not close. There is no second place. It is the one.
I will say this, and I know it's going to be recency bias. This Knicks one, I'm not saying it's the same as that, but it's up there as one of the best.
I agree. This is one of the best playoff runs ever.
Yeah.
About finals victories.
Oh,
this
for
is one of the
sure.
best playoff runs ever. They dominated in a way that.
Well, you went 16-3
right.
overall on that alone. let alone the win streak. 16-3 in the entire playoff run.
And their point differential was like plus 250.
Right.
Like, it was some ridiculous number. Like
And
they were dominating.
3 of the 6 greatest NBA final comebacks ever were in these 5 games.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. So, all right, we will take a short break. We will continue with our talk on the Knicks in a moment. Are we ready, Josh, to call Jalen Brunson the greatest New York Knick of all time? Are we ready to finally make that conclusion? That is coming up next.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
You know, like Canadian fan. And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans. We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you not so bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
you need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off. Throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some Can Fan merch. Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Ball View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure. You will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant, and you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't, instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. Goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that, because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh, and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
This is Patrick L. Brown, lead journalist here at the Grid Network, reminding you to make sure that you check out all of the latest articles over on the Grid's webpage under the blog section. There you will find the hottest takes in sports, mixed in with some mental health articles as well. Dare to be different? Enter the Grid, your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. As I always say, stay tuned.
Alrighty, welcome back. We are here for Mike and Josh exclusively on the Grid Network. I'm Mike Guido. That's Josh Tariff. It's great to have you on this Thursday. So, Josh, are we ready to have the conversation about Jalen Brunson being the greatest Knick of all time? Are we ready to come to that conclusion? And there are a lot of people, I think, that are saying if he was going to win the finals and he was going to win Finals MVP, then that conversation would just pretty much be over, right? And listen, last week, you and I had a little bit of fun with this conversation because we literally sent texts out to people asking them this question, like, what happens if this? We honestly wanted to hear more about who the greatest Knick was now, Like, forget about, if Brunson and the Knicks won the title, who was it before that? And you and I expected to hear a lot more Patrick Ewing, and we didn't.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I was fully expecting for people to start saying Patrick Ewing, Patrick Ewing, Patrick Ewing. That just wasn't what we heard. We heard a lot of Walt Frazier. We heard a lot of, like Jalen Brunson's already hit. Like, I don't know, Josh. How do we feel now? Now that the finals are over and the Knicks are champions, Brunson's finals MVP, are we ready to crown him the greatest Knick of all time? Are we there yet?
My personal opinion, no, but we're close. To me, Patrick Ewing and Clyde Frazier, both of them are definitely more of the face of New York. But Brunson right now is leading to being the most successful.
Right.
Now, one of the key, responses that I got when we were texting friends of ours was, hold on, Brunson's only been a Knick for 4 years.
Yeah.
And that's valid. However, I'm not even saying they have to win another championship. Let's say they get to another conference finals. Brunson continues to be an all-star starting guard. Brunson's in MVP conversations. Brunson continues to lead this team to multiple 50-plus win seasons. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when he would be considered the greatest Knick of all time.
Yeah, right.
And it's interesting out here in LA because in wonderful LA sports fashion, no matter what the topic is, everyone tries to make it come back to being related to the Lakers. But a topic came up on one of the local radio shows here that I want to throw out at you with all this success of the Knicks and Jalen Brunson. And the way they spun it with the Lakers was they were saying, if you were able to ask Kobe Bryant today, who is his favorite player in the NBA, how confident are you that his answer would be Jalen Brunson? And I feel very confident his answer would be Jalen Brunson.
I think it would either be him or Anthony Edwards, in my mind.
Sure. I could also see Tatum because Tatum looked up to him so much and all that. But as far as the Mamba mentality, as far as the putting the team on your back, as far as the just focused on the task at hand, not getting into any other weird news stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
It is completely Jalen Brunson to a T.
Yeah.
And it's going to be things like that that will catapult him, even though he's already in the conversation as one of the 3 best Knicks of all time. Argument of in the top 2 within a couple years. I mean, again, if they get back to the finals, win or lose, if they get to the finals again with him, it's hands down him.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think all recency bias aside, right? Because I think obviously Clyde Frazier has a big argument in that discussion. He was a Knick for 10 years. Clyde Frazier also only played till he was 34 years old, which is interesting. But so there's a portion of that there. Ewing, I think, certainly has an argument. He was in 15 years.
Yeah.
And listen, he was an 11-time All-Star, 3-time All-Defensive Team, 7-time All-NBA.
Dream teamer, all that. Yeah.
One of the 6 or 7 best centers of all time. So it really kind of depends on what you think is more important, right? Patrick Ewing never won a title in New York.
Yeah.
He came close a couple of times, but he never won a title in New York. So, again, it depends on how you look at this conversation of how important are titles to you when you're talking about like all-time individual greatness.
Yep.
Right. It also, I think goes into like how much you value things like, I don't know, like individual accolades and stuff like that over the course of your career. So Jalen Brunson, I think, has a very strong argument because of the title. But you're right. He's only been a Knick for 4 years. So in 4 years of him being a Knick, has he already, like, are his 4 years greater than Patrick Ewing's 15? Are his 4 years greater than Walt Frazier's 10? Like, those are the questions I think you have to ask and put into perspective. And some people, and I wouldn't even call these people wrong, I think some people would say, yeah, because the state of what the Knicks were in after however many years of being a joke in the league. I mean, for pretty much all of the 2000s, Josh, right from 2000 to now, they were a joke. Like, they really were. It wasn't until recently that they became not a joke.
Right.
So it depends on how important you kind of take that into consideration. So I almost tend to lean towards, like, it might be recency bias, but it also just might be straight up valid. Like, Jalen Brunson has revived the Knicks in a way that we didn't think that was possible.
Yep.
And he's done it almost entirely by himself. I mean, like, I think the Knicks have done a really good job building around him, right? I thought the trade that they made for Karl Anthony Towns was really, like, that was a big one. Like, it really gave them another real weapon to go at people with instead of Julius Randle, who's a fine player, but not a number 2 on a championship team, right? And then you build around him by giving up an absolute monster amount of picks for Mikal Bridges and then trading for OG Anunoby, who obviously was a huge success. So, like, they've done so really brilliantly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you think about it too, Josh, especially in game 5 of this finals, Jalen Brunson carried the Knicks in that game.
Yes, he did.
Carried them. Like, people got to remember how poorly the Knicks played in game 5. The Knicks were not good in game 5. They shot 35% in game 5. They shot 32% from 3. Right? Like, they just were not great. They were not great. They were down by 16 at one point. Jalen Brunson had 45 points.
And how many points did they score total? It was under 100, right?
94.
So he had 45 of their 94 points.
Damn near half of the Knicks' points.
Yeah.
And listen, anybody can tell you, and I would be a huge proponent of this, that scoring is not everything in the NBA. You have to be able to do the other stuff too. Right. Jalen Brunson's not a great defender. He's a fairly average passer when it comes to, like, being a point guard, but damn, can he score the basketball and can he score it in a big spot? Like, that's so big for what they are. The next highest scorer on the team was Mikal Bridges. He had 14 points. Jalen Brunson had 45. The next highest guy was 14. Karl Anthony Towns, who I just said was the guy that they got, like, their true number 2 acquisition. Like, that was the thing that got them, I think, again, another step over the hump. Had 2 points and fouled out after 22 minutes.
Yep.
Like, Jalen Brunson carried them unlike anything I've ever seen. And I don't know that the Knicks, and again, I'm a young guy. I didn't see a whole lot of Ewing when Ewing was in his prime. So, like, maybe I'm wrong. But I also think when you look at the grand scheme of things, and if you want to be the one that says, well, we got to wait for Jalen Brunson's career to kind of round itself off, right? We got to wait. Like, Jalen Brunson's 29. He's got 10 more years left. Like, we got to wait until then for him to be a 10-year New York Knick to get there. I think that's fair enough. But I think he's already, like, if his career were to go another 10 years, and this is still the peak of his accomplishments, I don't know that I'd be willing to say he isn't the greatest Knick of all time still.
Right.
If this is the peak of what he doesn't win any more titles with the Knicks, right? He never wins an MVP, right? Maybe he gets a couple more All-NBAs, something like that. If this is the peak of what he is in his career, I don't know that I'd be willing to say he isn't the best Knick of all time 10 years down.
Now let me throw another thing at you, just because I like having fun and stirring the pot. Let's say at today's parade, when Jalen Brunson spoke at City Hall, let's just say he announced his retirement. Let's just say, you know what, I'm done because I can't top what we just did. Is he a Hall of Famer? And I got all of everything in front of me, so I'll give you. So 8 seasons, career 19 points a game, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 All-Star appearances, 3-time NBA second team, 1 Clutch Player of the Year award, surprisingly only 1, and then, of course, the Finals MVP with everything we just saw. I think the answer is yes, because of the impact. Stats-wise, you wouldn't think so, but then when you throw the impact and what he did for a franchise, I think he's Hall of Fame already.
I mean, look, I think it's so hard for me to say, right? Like, it's so hard for me to say what's a Hall of Famer and what isn't when it comes to basketball. It's so gray for me because I think there are players that are either in or are going to get in that I don't think should or shouldn't have, just because the argument that I always use is Dennis Rodman, right? Like, Dennis Rodman, I think, like, as good of a player as Dennis Rodman was, and like I said, scoring is not everything, and Dennis Rodman is certainly one of the better defensive players of all time. He's a terrific rebounder. For a guy that was 6'8", he was an incredible rebounder, but the guy averaged 7 points in his career. He averaged 7 points in his career. He had averaged 2 assists. He was a defensive and rebound. Like, he was essentially Mitchell Robinson that played 35 minutes a game. Like, is that a Hall of Famer? I don't know. Maybe he might be good enough. Like, that's what I would say. Like, outside of him obviously being crazy, but like, so I don't know, maybe that's good enough for him to be in the Hall of Fame, but like, if that's the bar, then I think, I think Jalen Brunson is already a better all-time player than Dennis Rodman is. So like, if that's the bar, then like Jalen Brunson is better than Draymond Green. Draymond Green's going to be a first ballot NBA Hall of Famer. Are you kidding me? Like, so if that's the line, then yes. You know, but I think in other sports, Josh, it's just hard. Like, in other sports, I feel like it's harder to get enshrined than it is in basketball. It just is, right? Like, you've got Major League Baseball players that have, like, you've got guys that have hit 500 home runs in Major League Baseball and are not going to get into the Hall of Fame. Right. You've got guys in the NFL that have won more than 1 Super Bowl and they're not going to get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Right. Like, Eli Manning beat Tom Brady twice and in the Super Bowl, and he might not get into the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Like, it's those kind of things that you have to talk about. Draymond Green's going to average a triple single and get into the Hall of Fame. Like, at this point, is Steve Kerr a Hall of Famer as a player? Like, because he hit 1 big shot in his career? Like, I don't know. Like, so that's a tough conversation for me to have. I don't know. I would say if that's the bar we're setting, Josh, then yes.
Yeah, I think I honestly think if he were to somehow retire today, because it's the combination of not just your stat in basketball, It's a combination typically of not just your stats, but what impact did you put on the game or on the franchise that you played for.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, all of a sudden, Jalen Brunson today is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we know he's still got 7 to 10 more years.
Yeah. Yeah. I so we'll see what his career ends up looking like.
Mm-hmm.
I just am, I don't know. I'm amazed that, for a guy that was doubted as much as he was when the Knicks brought him in.
And I was one of those people that completely, I'm like, why are they giving him this much money? That was my single worst take I've ever been public with. Was the Knicks just overpaid for Jalen Brunson?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was wrong.
I was wrong. It looks okay.
I was wrong. I can admit it.
All right. So I think that pretty much closes the door, Josh. I think that closes the door on the NBA Finals, on this year's NBA season. Good stuff. All right. Let's go to break. When we come back, let's sort of break down this Brendan Sorsby deal. He's entering the supplemental draft for the NFL soon. Obviously, the report came out that he's dropping charges again, or dropping his lawsuit against college football for whatever. We'll break down that whole situation when we come back.
Cowboys Nation, what up? It's your boy EJ Savage over here at Boys in the Zone, where it's everything Cowboys related, from the latest news, off-season talk like training camp and draft analysis, and of course, during season game breakdowns and commentary. Would love to see you in the chat kicking it with myself and other members of Cowboys Nation, whether it be a guest that I myself bring in, or Cowboys fan forum videos where I bring you guys on, or even other chat members. We're always live on Twitter and YouTube talking the boys, so really the only thing left to say is, how about them Cowboys? See you there. Peace.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Tim Barnett, and welcome into the Boston Sports Summit. If you're a fan of any of these 4 teams right here, or you're like me and you love all 4 of them and you follow them religiously, you're a big fan, this is the show for you. The big thing with this is real commentary and authenticity. I'm going to tell you like it is. If we're great, then we're great. But if we suck, I'm going to tell you that we suck and we need to improve. I'm also not afraid to call out our ownership or front office for making bad decisions, just like I'm not afraid to call out our coaches or our players for screwing some things up or doing great. All right? Because that's what this show is all about. It's about authenticity. So listen, if you're a fan of any of these teams or you're a fan of all 4 of them, check me out, the Boston Sports Summit, every Wednesday, live at 7 p.m., and it's electric, all right? We're going to go into some great detail about the Sox, Patriots, Celtics, and even the Bruins, and hey, you might even get a guest appearance from my little puppy here. So, it's a great show. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday, 7 p.m. You can also follow me on all socials, on Instagram, X, and YouTube, Boston Sports Summit. So check us out. It's a great show. It's a great time. Hope to see you there. God bless.
What's going on, y'all? It's Arthur Hurst from the Grid Network, letting y'all know to check out the Saturday morning tailgate starting at 10 Eastern every Saturday. Check us out on YouTube, X, Instagram, wherever you get your podcasts. Tune in for some humor, some great analytics between me, my boy Bryson, and Tim. Again, Saturday morning tailgate every Saturday at 10 Eastern on the Grid Network. See y'all there.
welcome back. We are here for Mike and Josh exclusively on the Grid Network. I'm Mike Guido. That is Josh Tariff. It's great to have you. Closing out hour number 1 of our program this evening. Let's, again, as we've tied a bow around the NBA Finals and this year's NBA season, again, coming up in hour number 2, we'll do a little quick NBA mock draft, a little mini mock draft, get you a little bit primed to what you can expect with the top 10 picks of this year's draft. We'll touch on that a little bit later today. Also, a little topic on the Bengals, by the way. If we saw the press conference from Joe Burrow, boy, are we
He is hyped
to chat about that.
He is hyped up.
So we will discuss that in a little bit. And can we go 82-0? That's coming up at the end of the show.
That's the most important thing.
That's obviously the most important thing. We got to leave ourselves plenty of time for that. Anyway, so let's touch on this Brendan Sorsby story. So Brendan Sorsby, the quarterback at Texas Tech, obviously he's had the controversy with him with all of his gambling. It was revealed by the NCAA he placed more than 9,000 bets totaling over $90,000 on both professional and college sports over that 4-year period. 40 of those wagers were involving Indiana football while he was playing for them. And playing is a strong word. He was a freshman for them in 2022. But so that's obviously been going on. There's been some legal stuff going on. The NCAA had banned him permanently from ever playing in college football again. He filed an injunction with them. It's this whole big story, Josh. It's a very long legal battle. Now, the most recent news is that he is entering into the NFL's supplemental draft, which is sort of a rare thing. Like nothing ever really happens with the supplemental draft. But regardless of the recent news, Josh, what do we make of this entire situation? I kind of have a unique opinion on this because I like, based on where sports is and where it's going, I feel like it's a little bit more on the controversial side. I'm curious to hear what you think about this entire situation with Brendan Sorsby.
I mean, there's a number of different things to try to figure out. I mean, the first thing, you were talking about, made all those bets while being a freshman in Indiana. Well, first off, how could he legally gamble? And when you're under the age of 21, so that's like a whole different situation with that on top of everything else.
Yep.
I do find it fascinating that there are different stories in both collegiate and professional sports where you'll have athletes that are dealing with domestic issues, drugs, assault, attempted murder, involuntary manslaughter, Henry Ruggs situation. And all these situations, in most of the cases, they get an opportunity to try to come back. Gambling, nope. Not allowed. That's where we draw the line. When the business is impacted, no, we got to put our foot down. It's such a terrible contradiction in sports.
Yeah.
It ain't just a Sorsby situation. It's just in general. All that said, there still should be punishment. And the fact that this was so drawn out and gone so long, and now it's a matter of, no, you can't play. Okay, well, now I will just get drafted. And there's going to be somebody. How old is he? 22? 23? 22? And there's going to be a team. The way the supplemental draft works, if you're not familiar with how it works, essentially it's like a silent auction. Teams will put in a bid of some type of draft pick, draft compensation that they are willing to give up for the rights to draft this guy that wasn't eligible to be drafted in the NFL draft.
Mm-hmm.
So there will be a team. I'm just throwing a random team out there. There will be a team like the Jets who need a quarterback, who will be willing to give up their 2027 third-round pick and might win the bid to then draft and sign this guy to give him however much money he's allowed to be paid at the beginning to try to make this roster.
Yeah, right.
And skill-wise, I mean, this wouldn't be a story if he didn't have skills and talent. I mean,
no, he's a draftable player.
He's definitely a draftable player. I mean, last year he threw 2,800 yards and 27 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
Yeah. He's a good player.
And this is just going to have this weird burden until he actually plays it down in the NFL, and then all is going to be forgotten.
Yep.
Because that's how the NFL works when it comes to punishing players.
Yeah. So I find it outrageously funny in this story in particular. But I think my big thing is that when sports gambling became the phenomena that it is now, right, where everybody is doing it, and you legalized it essentially across the entire country, and all of that stuff, right? Now, I was originally, and maybe this is just the old-fashioned in me, but I was originally against them legalizing sports gambling. I was against it because it was like it was essentially encouraging people to engage in bad behavior. And that's how I saw it in the beginning. And then I've kind of, my perspective changed where I'm like, you know what? People still have to have, their freedom and everything like as long as they can be responsible, that's fine. Right. Like I'm not a full blown prohibitionist where like alcohol needs to be illegal, but I also do kind of have this mentality, Josh, where I'm like, well, what do you expect? Like somebody was going to do it.
Yeah.
Did you really think that you were going to be able to have DraftKings, FanDuel, PointsBet, BetMGM, all these different avenues of sports betting, and you were going to be able to monitor it all?
Right.
Like, yeah, college athletes shouldn't be gambling on sports. Professional athletes shouldn't be gambling on sports. But if you have such easy access to it, do you really think they're not going to do it? Like, I feel the same way about the whole Ohtani thing.
Yeah.
Like, let's kind of tie it back to that for a second, because, like, listen, I don't know where I fall on that subject. And I know a lot of people that will tell me, including my co-host on the baseball show, they will say, Mike, you're being ridiculous. But are we really, sure that Ohtani wasn't gambling? Like, are we really sure about that? I know what the FBI said. I know what they all said about that. I get it. Okay. But come on. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I feel about it. So I'm almost thinking, well, NCAA, this is what you get. Right? Like this, of course it's going to happen. So, and again, Josh, I agree with you that there needs to be.
I'm going to add, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm going to add one more thing with that, because this is also all comes kind of the NIL situation as well, because he doesn't have this 90 grand if he didn't get NIL money. And the players should be getting NIL money. They should be receiving money, but it has to have clauses in it. And mind you, he's now out of the NCAA. He got banned. He didn't lose any of that NIL money.
Right.
So who really lost in this?
Yeah. Yeah. I listen, I agree with you in the sense that, yeah, there should be punishment for it. There should be. Like, you can't encourage it. So if you leave it alone, you can't just leave it alone.
Right.
But I don't know that I care all that much. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, listen, it's one thing if you're point shaving or you're like betting against your team. Like, I that stuff obviously jeopardizes the integrity of the sport. Like, and that's a big deal.
Like, what's his name? Porter, Michael Porter Jr.'s brother when he played in Toronto.
Yeah,
like,
Jonte Porter. When Jonte Porter did it, yeah, right. Like, that's a big deal.
Yes.
Okay. But do I really care if Brendan Sorsby is betting on, like, I don't know, like he's betting on women's tennis? Like, I don't know that I care about that.
But when he was placing the bets on his own team, I understand he wasn't playing, but he was still placing bets on his own. He's still in the practices. He's still like as inside information as you could.
Right. I get it. I just, again, my whole view on the whole thing is, like, if you give people, especially athletes, this much access to sports gambling, of course they're going to do it. So, like, the fact that Brendan Sorsby is, pretty much, getting the iron fist of the law here for sports gambling. Meanwhile, I would bet you dollars to don't. Like, are you telling me that LeBron James doesn't have a fantasy football account for money? Like, come on, man. You can't be that naive and stupid. You can't. Okay? You can't. So I get, like, to me, it feels very optically deployed. That's what it is to me, Josh. I don't know if I'm crazy or if I'm out of touch or whatever, but that's what it feels like to me. It feels like a waste of breath for everybody.
Right.
So,
and to put a bow on this, you can go on things like Kalshi and place bets on which team is going to get him in this supplemental draft.
Right. So there you go. On Kalshi, you can bet on anything in Kalshi. You can bet on what color cleats he's going to wear.
Right.
Like, it's
right. So that said, who do you think is going to take him, and how much do they have to give up in 2027 to get him?
Josh, let's tie a bow around this whole thing.
And let's place bets.
What's the betting favorite of who do you think is the best value bet to get Brendan Sorsby?
Well, Kalshi apparently right now has the Steelers.
I don't see the Steelers. I don't see.
I do see a team like the Jets. I see possibly Minnesota.
I think the Jets should be considered the favorite. I think the Jets should be considered the favorite. I think the Browns are a team that would do it.
I also think the Colts might be.
Colts, maybe. I think that's a good one. I'm trying to think who else.
I wonder which one Sorsby bet on.
There you go. Listen, he entered into like treatment.
Yeah.
For a gambling addiction.
Oh, that's very real treatments. Like, absolutely.
Yeah, right. I know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you know what I do bet on?
Dolphins, maybe? Sure.
No. I mean, I was going to say, I bet that we got so much more to come up in hour 2.
We do. But
you couldn't find a segue in there. So, all right.
I'm a terrible host. What do you want? No talent. Zero talent. Awful.
But yes, Dolphins could be a pick too. Yes.
They could be. All right. Hour 2 coming up next.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
You know, like Canadian fan.
And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans.
We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you not so bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
you need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off. Throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some CanFan merch.
Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Vol View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure. You will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant, and you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't, instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. Goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that, because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh, and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
This is Patrick L. Brown, lead journalist here at the Grid Network, reminding you to make sure that you check out all of the latest articles over on the Grid's webpage under the blog section. There you will find the hottest takes in sports, mixed in with some mental health articles as well. Dare to be different? Enter the Grid, your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. As I always say, stay tuned.
You are listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up! Buckle up!
Alrighty, hour number 2. We are back.
Mike and Josh.
For it.
Mike and
Exclusively.
Josh. Mike and Josh.
Spit the facts. Great to have you.
Let's run it back.
May I want to start this hour with an apology to you, Mr. Mike Guido, because I feel like I should have paid you a compliment at the beginning of the show, and I didn't notice it at first, and I forgot. And I just want to say to those of you listening, my co-host Mike Guido got the summer hairdo on point. It is trimmed. It is shaved on the sides. It is
not. Is this not great hair?
It is dynamic hair. You are ready for the summer, my friend. And I want to apologize to you for not calling it out right at the top of the show, because it deserved it. So the least I could do is call it at the top of hour 2.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, man, I'm full of compliments today. Really?
Yeah.
Boy, am I getting credit a lot. Man, this show is all about me.
It's
Welcome
the Mike
to the Mike and Mike show.
It's the Mike. It's the Mike Guido show. Josh might chime in here or there.
Yeah, Josh is my lowly peasant co-host who
sounds about right.
Only speaks when spoken to.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we are back. We are
permission to speak.
No.
Okay.
Sit there like the. All right, never mind. Anyway, there's Stuff the Magic Dragon.
I need someone to screenshot this now.
I know. That's the picture right there. That's it. That's the one. All right. It is great to have you here. Hour number 2 of Mike and Josh exclusively on the Grid Network. It's great to have you on this Thursday evening. Plenty of stuff to go over still as we wrapped up the NBA Finals earlier in the program. Will we be able to go 82-0? That is something we can find out towards the end of the show today. Maybe like 40 minutes from now. Maybe even a little less. Maybe like 30 minutes from now.
Ooh.
We can get there. Because listen, Josh, one of the things we're only leaving ourselves with like 2 attempts an episode. I feel like we need to kind of stretch it out a little bit more just to give ourselves some more tries. You know what I mean? It takes a while for this to happen. So
you got to get warmed up.
Yeah, right. We got to get through it. But Josh, let's have a little bit of fun here because listen, this is one of my favorite parts of the year. I love the NBA draft. I do the draft show with Bryson every single year. We're going to be doing it again next Wednesday. We're going to be doing the NBA draft show again. At least I believe so. I got to reach out to him because he bailed on me last year.
Well, the first round is on Tuesday, so.
No, I think it's Wednesday. Isn't it Wednesday?
Second round is Wednesday.
Oh, is it Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah.
NBA draft dates. We are so prepared. Yeah, it is Tuesday. So, hey, but Josh, that's great news for us because we don't have to miss a show for the NBA draft.
That's right.
We're right on it, baby.
Yep.
All right. So,
well, next week, you already know we're going to have our draft winners and losers.
Right. Are you going to even be around next week? Because you're going to Vegas.
I will be around next week. It's a day or two after that I am gone for World Series of Poker action.
Okay. And then the week after that, are you going to be back from Vegas by then or?
Oh, no, you're on your own. No. I'm going to be at a final table. So I'm going to be busy.
You're damn right you are. You're damn right you are. We're going to be watching Josh Tariff on Poker Go all weekend.
World Series of Poker, right? I mean, they're streaming for free on YouTube.
Hey.
I've been watching it every night. The coverage is excellent.
I think by the way, I think I still pay for Poker Go, even though I have not watched it in a while. But
well, you should stop paying for that and just stake me into something.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. What you could do for the extra $100 a year that it takes for me to subscribe to Poker Go. Anyway, so the NBA draft, as Josh corrected me, is Tuesday and Wednesday. So let's break down, Josh, the first round of this NBA draft. Now, we're not going to go through the whole first round because that would take up the whole hour. But we should take up the first 10 picks.
Sure.
So the Washington Wizards right now are on the clock, Josh. What do you think they do? Who do you think goes number 1 in this upcoming draft?
Well, we're also kind of doing this with, the thought of all the picks will stay as far as whichever teams have them. Because again, trades could certainly still happen between now and Tuesday. With all that said, it is a no-brainer. As deep as this draft is, and this is going to be a great draft for many teams.
Yeah.
AJ Dubonza is no question the number 1 pick in this year's draft.
Yeah.
So if Washington keeps their pick as they should, to me, it's an absolute no-brainer. AJ Dubonza will be a Washington Wizard. And then with Trae Young opting out of his contract, where more than likely he's just kind of restructuring it to stay in Washington, with him, Dubonza, Anthony Davis, Alex Sarr, and I know there's one or two other.
Keyshawn George.
That's the one, Keyshawn George. They're building a squad.
Yeah.
And AJ Dubonza is going to be a huge focal point of that squad.
Yeah. I would venture as far to say, like, next year you should see a real improvement from the Wizards.
Yes.
If this is the case.
Yes.
Right. AJ Dubonza, you add him to this team, the volume scorer that AJ Dubonza projects to be, you add him to this roster with Trae Young, with Anthony Davis, despite the age, right? And you still got good young players, right? Keyshawn George, they just drafted Trey Johnson last year as another big-time bona fide scorer, right? Alex Sarr, I still think, has a lot of upside and a lot of talent. Guys like Bub Carrington and Will Riley, Cam Whitmore, is somebody that I think you can look at as a potential contributor. This is a team that all of a sudden now has some pretty decent young talent.
Yeah.
So I like it. I think this could be something worth noticing if the Wizards bring in AJ DeBonsa and he turns out to be what everybody expects, right? This sort of combo forward that can do a little bit of everything. So definitely good there. The Utah Jazz are an interesting team because obviously they hold the number 2 pick. I tend to think that their, I guess, needs lie in adding themselves a legitimate point guard. I just don't know if that point guard is there at the top of the draft this high. Like, I feel like if you're just going to go for the best value here, I don't know that you can draft Darius Acuff at number 2. I don't know that you can draft Kingston Flemings at number 2.
Interesting that you're not at all mentioning Darren Peterson, who will only work out for the Washington Wizards because he's only expecting to go number 1, and he won't.
I think Darren Peterson is the guy, though. I think Darren Peterson is the guy that they're going to go get. And again, like, I don't view Darren Peterson as a true point guard. I really see him as a more combo guard, 2-guard kind of player. And obviously the big thing with him was the motor, right? Like, does he really love it? Does he really care? You know who else they said that about, though, Josh? They said that about Anthony Edwards.
Right.
Like, is his drive to win or be great actually great? Does he actually love the game? And he said over and over again, like, dude, I don't know what anybody's talking about. Like, I was playing hurt for most of the back half of the season. Of course I love the game. Listen, he's going to be I think Darren Peterson, as far as like pure like talent, I think Darren Peterson's the best player in the draft. I do. Like, I think that kid is so talented. I think he could be a bona fide superstar if everything goes his way. I just view him as more of like a 2-guard combo kind of player. Now, again, the Jazz could still use a lot of help in the backcourt, right? It's not like they're totally set at the 2-guard position.
Right.
But I think if you're looking at this, and now I think the relationship between them and Walker Kessler is probably burned to the ground. But if you start with Lauri Markkanen and you start with Jaren Jackson, and then you add somebody like Darren Peterson, who's a primary scorer, like, then I think you're actually getting somewhere where you're building something, right? Keontae George, Ace Bailey there, who they drafted last year, who I love. So there's some talent here. I think if you add Darren Peterson to that mix, it could be really, really helpful for them.
You touched on something that I really wanted to bring up with that, because to me, the number 2 pick is clearly Darren Peterson, pending what is happening with Walker Kessler. Because if Walker Kessler is definitely gone and there's no way of bringing him back, I would not be opposed to the Jazz keeping it in the family and drafting Cam Boozer at number 2.
Yeah.
Because, and then Markkanen, since he's, primarily 3-point shooter, you can move him to the 3 and have Boozer be the 4 and Jaren Jackson play the 5.
Right.
With, again, that's if Walker Kessler is gone. If you think he's going to stay, to exactly echoing what you were saying, Darren Peterson is the best player available.
Right.
And that's where you would have to go then. So it really comes down to what Walker Kessler does. That will determine Darren Peterson or Cam Boozer, which then means number 3 for Memphis would be the other one of those 2.
Yeah.
So either way. So if the Jazz took Peterson, then the Grizzlies would take Boozer. If the Jazz took Boozer, the Grizzlies would take Peterson.
Yeah. So I would imagine with your next pick, the Memphis Grizzlies would take Cam Boozer.
Pending, again, what happens with Walker Kessler, yes. So if Darren Peterson goes to Utah, Cam Boozer go to Memphis, and vice versa.
Yeah, I think that's the most likely thing to happen. Now, again, I actually think that you bring up a good point when it comes to, like I said, when it comes to the motor of Darren Peterson, I think that there's a possibility that Cam Boozer goes ahead of him anyway, right? Like it could be, even regardless of the Walker Kessler thing, they could look at Cam Boozer and say, you know what, we just feel safer with him than we do with Darren Peterson, and they might just do that anyway.
He's definitely the safer pick, absolutely.
So I think that's really legit. As far as the Grizzlies are concerned, I mean, I think Cam Boozer really fits what their identity is perfectly.
Yep.
You know, just kind of a tough nose, like high motor kind of player, good passer, right? Kind of a traditional post player in a lot of ways. But he's going to be one of these guys where their offense is really going to surround around him. You know what I mean? So I think that would be really solid for them going forward if they were to pick him up. All right. Number 4 is the Chicago Bulls. I mean, look, I think the Bulls are such a mess right now. They really are. They're such a mess. I'm tempted to go with Caleb Wilson. Even though I don't know that forward is necessarily their biggest need. But the NBA draft is such like a, you know, it's just a different animal when it comes to like drafting for need and stuff like that. It just is.
Yeah.
Even though I do think that there's a real chance that he's the best player left. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take Caleb Wilson. I think this is a team that's in need of so much that if they just take one of these like bigger players, right? I think he feels like more of a forward to me than like a real center, but like a great athlete, good defender. He's a good rebounder. I think he's going to provide a lot of defensive help for a team that definitely needs it, right? I mean, they really don't have a whole lot on the front end of their lineup. I think there could be a lot of immediate playing time for him. I think that makes a lot of sense.
So here's our first area of a little disagreement. I mean, everything you're saying about Caleb Wilson is 100% accurate. He will absolutely bring that to whichever team he goes to. The Bulls need a leader. They need someone who's going to be the playmaker. And as great as Josh Giddey played this past season, he is not the number one go-to type guy. And I truly feel, from everything that I've been hearing and seeing, I think Darius Acuff could be that guy for Chicago. The biggest comparison that I've been hearing with Acuff is Kyrie. And I'm not saying he's going to be Kyrie, but don't you think the Bulls would love to take a chance to possibly get someone like Kyrie?
Yeah, they would. They definitely would.
I mean, that would definitely be someone. So then you pair him with Giddey in the backcourt. Now you're starting to build something. Because again, to your point, the Bulls need help everywhere. Get started with the playmakers and the facilitators.
Yeah.
So I would not be surprised if they went with Caleb Wilson at number 4. I think they should be taking Acuff at number 4. So then coincidentally, when we move to the Clippers at number 5, again, being in LA, I'll tell you, my friends that report on the Clippers and follow the Clippers, they want Acuff. They want him bad for the Clippers. I disagree.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
Because you have Darius Garland. And now I know they're questioning because of his like chronic issues he's had with the foot. Well, you have him paid for a little while. He is a former All-Star for a reason. You got to give him the chance. I think Caleb Wilson would be perfect for the Clippers. To add that defense, that everything that you just described for him. Because now that you got rid of Zubac, you put him down at the 4, could play the 5, be a small 5 if needed in some rotations. And that will add the defensive pressure for this team and continue to build the youth. So I got Acuff with Chicago and Wilson at number 5 to the Clippers.
Mm-hmm. So I would imagine that. I can understand. I can see where that's going. So let's just say that, like, if Caleb Wilson goes to Chicago at 4, what do you think the Clippers do at 5?
If Wilson goes to Chicago at 4, I personally, again, are you going for the fit or are you going for the best player? Because at that point, to me, the best player is Acuff.
Yeah.
But if you're going as far as a fit, because you have Darius Garland there already, then I would go with Nate Ament.
Okay.
And again, I think really at that point, though, when you're picking the top 5 to 8 players, you're not going for fit. You got to go for whoever the best player available is. Because you're in that situation typically for a reason. Obviously, with the new lottery system, we know that's not necessarily the case. But if we're going with the mindset of you got to go with the best player, if Caleb Wilson goes to 4, yes, you go with Acuff at 5. If you're trying to fit for the right role and Wilson's gone at 4, it's probably Nate Ament.
Okay. All right. So I'm not against that. I mean, I think somebody like Keaton Wagler is somebody that you could look at also as just one of those like wing guards.
Sure.
That you could pair with somebody like Darius Garland. So let's take Nate Ament here for the Clippers. Again, one of those longer, like Tennessee guys, right? One of those combo forwards. Now we move to the Brooklyn Nets.
You want to talk about needing everything. And they had 4 first-round picks last year, and nothing worked.
So, yeah, I mean, it's tough to say, right? Because, Igor Dioman definitely gave him a little bit of something. Ben Saraf, they got a little bit of something. They played a lot of those guys. Like Danny Wolf played a lot of minutes for the Nets this year. So I'm curious to see what direction they go in. But again, this is one of those situations where, like, the Nets drafted 2 point guards in the first round last year with Igor Dioman and Ben Saraf. And are they really going to add another one with somebody like Darius Acuff or with somebody like Kingston Flemings or Michael Brown or any of those guys? I don't know that they are. So
and they shouldn't, because that will just destroy chemistry and camaraderie, because if you're already giving up on somebody, so they got to draft size. This would have to be a situation for like Nate Ament then.
Yeah. So this would be a good spot to draft him. I also think that if they went for more of an off-ball guard, I think that could be something that would entertain them too. This is the spot where I think I'm going to take Keaton Wagler out of Illinois. I think Keaton Wagler, as far as like a pure shooter, right? One of the guys that can create his own shot, right? Like he's a true off-ball guard. So I think if you get him hot, I think he could be a legitimate difference maker and give them a real shot at winning games next year if they give him the role of just go out there and score points.
Yeah.
So, and that's something the Nets desperately need. They do not have a go-to scorer. I think Keaton Wagler could be that player. All right, so the Sacramento Kings at number 7. Now, again, we've seen some recent success with them over the past couple of years, but the past 2 years or so have been a little underwhelming. This is a team that seemed to have gotten, like, it seems like they got away from what was making them successful, right? And they started bringing in some of these veteran players like DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine. They started bringing in some of those guys. What do you think they need to do? I honestly, I think the answer is pretty obvious, but what do you think they need to do here with their 7th overall pick?
Move the franchise to Seattle.
There you go.
I mean, this has got to be either Michael Brown or Keaton Wagler. Like, you just have to have someone leading them, because there's no one leading the team anymore. And Sabonis has 1 foot out the door. So you need everything.
I think if Darius Acuff is here, you got to take him.
Well, if Acuff is still there, I'm in my side of stuff, I had him gone already.
Yeah, right.
So, but if Acuff falls all the way down to 7, First off, I'd be shocked if he does go down that far. But if he does, oh, yeah, if you're the Kings, you absolutely have to take him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think any sort of like lead guard is somebody that they should look at. Kingston Flemings, Darius Acuff, Michael Brown,
Yeah,
LeBaron Philon. Like I think those are the guys that you really look at as you're again guys that can handle the ball a lot. The Kings need that sort of lead guard to kind of stabilize things again. So we'll see where that goes with them. The Atlanta Hawks at number 8. Again, they traded Trae Young. This is a team that had some success last year, right? Made the playoffs, seemed to have gotten even a little bit better after they traded Trae Young. So, I mean, I'm kind of thinking for this roster, I think they need more size, dude.
100%. 100%.
I think they need more size.
This says Andy Mara written all over it.
Yeah, I would say Ade Mara or Yaxel Lendeborg.
Or Ade, excuse me.
Are the two guys that I would look at. I would take Lendeborg because I think he's the better player at this spot. But I think if you're the Hawks, you have to add size. You're very undersized at the moment. Lendeborg gives you that. I think that's really the move there.
Mm-hmm.
So we then move to the Dallas Mavericks at number 9. Cooper Flagg, Kyrie Irving, Derek Lively. I mean, the roster's not bare, Josh. So what do we do?
This is, again, Kyrie is now more so of a 2-guard. So I think, again, you got to have a facilitator. So, again, on my side of things, because I said the Kings at 7 would take either Michael Brown or Keaton Wagler. So whichever one they didn't take,
right,
this is where they go. Number 9 to Dallas.
Yeah.
So I'll just say I had Michael Brown to Sacramento, so I'll say Keaton Wagler to Dallas.
All right. Yeah. So I think that makes a lot of sense. They need some sort of guard that, again, can either serve as just a true backcourt mate to Kyrie Irving, stabilize their backcourt a little bit. I think that would make a ton of sense for them. And then you've got Milwaukee at number 10. Obviously, we don't know what's going on with Giannis. Could Giannis be gone by then? We'll see if that comes to fruition. I mean, if there was ever a team that needed a point guard in the draft, I mean, I think this is one, right? I mean, it's literally, I don't know who's bringing the ball up for them next year if it's not Giannis. I mean, whoever's left of the point guards, right? It's got to be Kingston Flemings. It's got to be LeBaron Philon. I mean, if you want to try and make Braden Burries a point guard, you could do that also. It's got to be one of the guards, right? I mean,
yeah, I'm leaning towards Burries, and I'm leaning towards him of those options just because he can do a little of everything. And the Bucks, especially if Giannis is gone, depending on who they get in return, will need somebody that can be versatile.
Yeah.
And he realistically could play the 1, 2, or if you're going super small, could even play the 3.
Yeah.
So I would lean towards Burries for Milwaukee at 10.
Yeah. All right.
We did it. We did 10 picks.
We did it. All right. Let's pause there. When we come back, really briefly, let's talk about Joe Burrow. We'll talk about the Bengals. We'll see whether or not we're buying them this season or not. Quick NFL stuff when we come back. Next.
Cowboys Nation, what up? It's your boy EJ Savage over here at Boys in the Zone, where it's everything Cowboys related, from the latest news, off-season talk like training camp and draft analysis, and of course, during season game breakdowns and commentary. Would love to see you in the chat kicking it with myself and other members of Cowboys Nation, whether it be a guest that I myself bring in, or Cowboys fan forum videos where I bring you guys on, or even other chat members. We're always live on Twitter and YouTube talking the boys. So really, the only thing left to say is, how about them Cowboys? See you there. Peace.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Tim Barnett, and welcome into the Boston Sports Summit. If you're a fan of any of these 4 teams right here, or you're like me and you love all 4 of them and you follow them religiously, you're a big fan, this is the show for you. The big thing with this is real commentary and authenticity. I'm going to tell you like it is. If we're great, then we're great. But if we suck, I'm going to tell you that we suck and we need to improve. I'm also not afraid to call out our ownership or front office for making bad decisions, just like I'm not afraid to call out our coaches or our players for screwing some things up or doing great. All right? Because that's what this show is all about. It's about authenticity. So listen, if you're a fan of any of these teams or you're a fan of all four of them, check me out, the Boston Sports Summit, every Wednesday, live at 7 p.m., and it's electric, all right? We're going to go into some great detail about the Sox, Patriots, Celtics, and even the Bruins. And, hey, you might even get a guest appearance from my little puppy here. So, it's a great show. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday, 7 p.m. You can also follow me on all socials on Instagram, X, and YouTube, Boston Sports Summit. So check us out. It's a great show. It's a great time. Hope to see you there. God bless.
What's going on, y'all? It's Arthur Hurst from the Grid Network, letting y'all know to check out the Saturday morning tailgate starting at 10 Eastern every Saturday. Check us out on YouTube, X, Instagram, wherever you get your podcasts. Tune in for some humor, some great analytics between me, my boy Bryson, and Tim. Again, Saturday morning tailgate every Saturday at 10 Eastern on the Grid Network. See y'all there.
right, welcome back here to Mike and Josh exclusively on the Grid Network. We are great to have you. We're grateful.
We are great to have you.
We are great to have you. We are excited to have you. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Sometimes I just say words without even thinking. Anyway, so Josh, before we try to go 82-0, we take one more break before we try to go 82-0. Joe Burrow sounded a little enthusiastic in his press conference. Now, it wasn't anything major, right? But to me, Josh, it sounded like a guy who's tired of losing. It sounds like a guy who's tired of getting hurt. So what do we think? There seems to be a little bit of an extra chip on his shoulder this year. Are we buying the Bengals a little bit more, or what do we think?
Well, not only seems to be an extra chip on his shoulder, but it seems to be that everyone thinks that the Bengals are going to be one of, if not the best team in football all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. Because Burrow mentioned the other day how he has not felt about a roster like this year's since his LSU championship team in 2019.
Which is arguably the greatest college football team of all time.
Right. So that obviously adds the hype. The Bengals win-loss, the bets as far as DraftKings, their win-loss projected was over 9.5 wins this year. but they are favored in 15 of their 17 games to head into the season.
Oh my God.
So, but this is the part that I can't get my brain around. So, yes, when Joe Burrow is healthy, he is, if not the number one, the number two best quarterback in the league. I am not arguing that at all.
So good.
Jamar Chase, when he is healthy, he is the number one or number two wide receiver in the NFL. There is no argument for me with that. T. Higgins, when he is healthy, he is one of the 5 best number 2 receivers in the league. Yep. No question about that.
Yep.
Did they get a defense? Did they get a new coach? Because I think those are still the same as what they've been the last few years.
Yeah.
Where, if anything, you lost your best defensive player. Now, you brought in Dexter Lawrence, but I have Trey Hendrickson above Dexter Lawrence. So why is everyone thinking? I was listening to the Rich Eisen show a couple days ago where they were, talking about this with Joe Burrow. They went through their game as far as like picking their schedule, looking at win-loss. They had the Bengals at 14-3.
They had the Bengals at 14-3.
The Rich Eisen show, when they went through everyone, they went, okay, we can realistically see them 13-4, 14-3. And I'm looking at the schedule, because like you look at their schedule, obviously they play their own division.
Uh-huh.
They are playing the NFC South. They are playing the AFC South.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I take that back. They're playing the NFC South. And then they are also playing, as far as the other teams mixed in there, you also got, they are Houston, Jacksonville, Tennessee, and Indy. So they are playing AFC South as well. And then the other teams mixed in there, there are times where they're playing Washington, they're playing Kansas City, they're playing and they're playing Tampa to start the season. So I look at this, I'm like, the 9.5 that DraftKings has them listed at, I think that's fair. I think, I think this team could potentially go pending healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I think their absolute peak, their ceiling would be 11-6, but realistically, they're probably a 9-win team, maybe 10 fighting for a playoff spot.
Yeah, I think that's
right. Where are they the best team in the league? Where did this come from?
Right, I agree. I mean, I would go as far to say that they could very easily win their division. They could.
Easily?
No. Maybe the wording's off there. I think that, there's a real possibility they could win their division.
Okay.
Right? Like, that's, when I say very easily, I just mean the possibility is there.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
They could very easily win their division. But, because nobody in their division impresses me off the charts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not even Baltimore. I'm even skeptical on how good Baltimore can be this coming season. I just, that's how I feel about them. And then Pittsburgh and Cleveland, I think are a roll of the dice. So the Bengals could win the division, but they could also be 7-10. Right. So I just, the way that I see it is that the Bengals are one of those teams where their identity didn't change at all. Their identity didn't change. They're still going to have to outscore everybody. They are just going to have to blow people out.
Right.
When it comes, they're going to have to score 40 points a game.
Yeah.
Now, they have a quarterback that's capable of doing something like that. But, that's a lot of pressure to put on a quarterback that, again, over the last several years of his career has really struggled to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Last year, he missed half the season. The season before that, he was fully healthy. The season before that, it's on and off of him being healthy and him being not healthy.
Right.
So this year, if we're following the trend, Joe Burrow's due for a fully healthy year. Okay. Yeah. So if Joe Burrow's healthy for the whole year, the Bengals are going to be pretty good.
Right.
But what are you going to get with that? You still can't stop anybody. So Yeah, I feel a little skeptical about that. I think the thing that goes for them in their favor, though, is that I would consider the division they play in not very strong.
I really think this entire division will be between 7 and 10 wins each.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Yeah.
I think that's about right. And I think the Browns could be worse. I think the Browns could be a 4 or 5 win team.
I honestly think the Browns could win 7 or 8.
I don't know.
I really do. And I know it's crazy to sound like when they and that's the only question. You're absolutely, because they got some decent skill players, and I understand we just lost Myles Garrett, but you still had the reigning defensive rookie of the year. You just brought in Jared Verse. Your defense is still one of the best in the league. So you're gonna keep your opponents low on the points. If the Browns can average 17 points a game, they could be 500.
Maybe.
The question is, can they get up to 17 points a game?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge buyer in the Browns. I'm not a buyer in the Steelers. I'm
not. I think Steelers will be the bottom of the division.
I think they could very, very easily. They could very easily be the bottom team in that division. They could. And I do think right now the two teams at the top of that division will be Baltimore and Cincinnati.
Agreed. Yeah.
But it depends on in what order. Right now, I feel a little bit more comfortable with Baltimore. I do.
Yeah.
I think Baltimore's the better roster. They're the better road organization. They're more well-rounded. Cincinnati has one way to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. We'll take one last break. When we come back, can Josh finally go 82-0? We will find out next.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
You know, like Canadian fan. And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans. We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you not so bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
You need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off. Throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some Can Fan merch. Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Ball View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure. You will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant, and you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't, instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. Goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that, because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh, and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
This is Patrick L. Brown, lead journalist here at the Grid Network, reminding you to make sure that you check out all of the latest articles over on the Grid's webpage under the blog section. There you will find the hottest takes in sports mixed in with some mental health articles as well. Dare to be different. Enter the Grid, your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. As I always say, stay tuned.
All right, welcome back. It's time, Josh.
It is time.
It is time. Let us waste no time as we try to go 82-0.
And for those of you that are still not familiar with 82-0, it is the game that has swept the NBA nation, really.
It is taking over.
And still, it's been a few weeks, but it's still been taken over. You have a random scrambler as far as a team and a decade, and you have to build the absolute perfect starting lineup. And you're allowed one respin for the team and one respin for the decade. And you could do two options. You could either look at all the player stats from that decade, or you could be like Mike and I, and we just go by the gut with the IQ.
That's also the elite ball knowledge.
And that's also why I have not gone 82-0 yet.
It's much harder to do it this way than it is.
It is so much harder.
It's way harder.
I have gotten as good as 77-5, but today is the day that 82-0 will be reached on my watch.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
First spin, Josh.
All right.
And remember, Josh steers the ship here. Memphis in the 2010s.
What a tremendous start that we have.
Oh, my God.
Let's go ahead and let's change the team.
I am with you. Change the team. Oklahoma City, that's much better.
That is much better.
Who would you like?
Now, in the 2010s, I mean...
So you have several options, right? You could go Kevin Durant. You could go Russell Westbrook.
I'm honestly... Because this is really prime triple-double Westbrook.
We could go Westbrook.
Because this is the period where Durant started there. Obviously, Durant is Durant. But he wasn't there too long. He then left for Golden State at this point.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm going to go Westbrook at the point. The 2010 Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook.
Triple-double machine.
We've already spun the team. We cannot respin the era. Charlotte in the 2010s. Oh, my God. Jeez.
All right, so we're not going to get it on this try. You know what? Let's go ahead and do the era and respin it there in hopes that I can get Larry Johnson or Alonzo Mourning.
In the 20s. In the 20s.
I could get LaMelo at the 2.
You could get LaMelo at the 2. I believe they let you put LaMelo at the 2. So LaMelo Ball will go to the 2.
Okay.
All right.
We'll
now
go
we're
with
out
that.
Of respins.
Yeah, we got to go with whatever we got now.
Atlanta in the 20s.
Oh, boy. Atlanta in the most recent. Do me a favor, just switch it to just forwards, because obviously we can't take Trey because our guards are all taken.
Right.
All right, so I'm scrolling through these with you here, and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. John Collins might be the best option.
Jalen Johnson.
Oh, Jalen Johnson. Yeah, Jalen Johnson. What am I talking about?
All right, here we go. Portland in the 90s.
Okay. You know,
Clyde Drexler is there.
But again, could he play the 3? Could Drexler be at the 3?
Yeah.
All right, let's go Drexler. This one will not be 82-0, but this is our warm-up. This is our stretching.
This is the warm-up. And then Portland in the 20s.
Portland in the 20s again. So
Gotta
we
be
just
a center.
Our center. I mean, again, it's not going to matter because you're not going to get it. Let's just go with Nurkic, because I think that was your best center.
Yusuf Nurkic, 60 and 22. Not a great start. Westbrook, by the way, 24 points.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Westbrook was dominant then.
All
right. Let's now we're going to start playing for real.
Here we go. Indiana in the 10s.
That would be Paul George.
I think this has got to be Paul George also, yeah. Paul George, where do you want to put him?
Let's start him. Let's start him at the 2, but he is versatile, so we can move him around.
Yep. Spinning again. Utah in the 20s.
Oh boy.
I mean, Donovan Mitchell is not a terrible spot.
Oh, that's true.
So we could put Donovan Mitchell at either the 1 or the 2.
Let's do that. Let's put Donovan. Let's move Paul George to the 3 and put Donovan at the 2.
All right, let's go. We haven't done any respins, by the way.
Nothing yet.
Washington in the 20s.
And here's our respin.
Here's our respin.
Change the team.
Changing the team here. Indiana in the 20s.
Well, now we got Halliburton at that point, apparently.
Now we're going to take Tyrese Halliburton. So Tyrese Halliburton there he is. We stick him at the 1. All right, now we need all bigs.
Yep.
We have the era respin still. This is the Celtics in the 90s.
Change the era.
This is the era here. The Celtics were not good in the 90s. Celtics in the 20s. So
now we got Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum at the 4.
Jason Tatum at the 4. It's a very modern team.
It's a very modern team that will not be 82-0.
Spurs in the 80s.
And I don't have any more respins, right?
Don't have any more respins.
Who the hell David Robinson was drafted in the 80s, wasn't he?
No, this is too early for Robinson.
Oh.
Too early for Robinson. I don't know. Artist Gilmore is probably your best bet here.
I think you're right. I mean, again, it's not 82-0, so yeah.
It
was even worse. It was even worse than last one.
That's surprising. All right, we got to keep going, Josh.
Yep.
Here we go. First spin on attempt number 3. Golden State in the 70s.
Wilt was gone by then, right?
Wilt was gone by then, but I think Rick Barry was still here.
Okay. We can definitely we'll definitely do Rick Barry then, because if there's no Wilt, double check for Wilt or not. Or you'll just click on.
No, Wilt was gone by then, I promise.
Okay.
Wilt was gone by then. Okay. So this is old Seattle.
Yeah, let's change the era.
So let's change the era for this team. And we get OKC in the 90s.
So I'll be Gary Payton then.
Gary Payton as the point guard.
Yes.
All right.
I'm not hating this so far. I'm okay with this start.
It's not bad. Cleveland in the 10s. We get.
Well, we know where we're going there. We are going Anderson Varejao.
Anderson Varejao. Oh yeah. Well, Leon Poe maybe.
Yeah.
Karen Goody.
Luke Walton is available.
LeBron James
at the 4.
All right.
Yep. Again, we can move him to any position, which is nice.
Boston,
Bill Russell.
Russell.
Okay.
This is
we have potential. If we get Michael Jordan here, we have potential.
Minnesota in the 10s, and it's got to be a guard. Well,
right.
Actually, no, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't have to be a guard because we can move LeBron to the 2.
So who do they got at shooting guard and who they got a power forward?
So let's look at guards.
Because I can still change the team.
We can change the team. So
we got Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler is there. This is before Anthony Edwards. This is okay. Zach LaVine here, but I think this was before Zach LaVine got real good.
I think it's realistically. I think we're realistically looking at either Jimmy Butler or rolling the dice and changing the team.
That's up to you, buddy.
I know. I'm trying to think if 2010s Jimmy Butler, if young Jimmy Butler is worth trying this.
Young Jimmy Butler on the Timberwolves, though.
Right, on the Wolves. And he wasn't there long.
No, he wasn't. He was only there for a couple of years.
Yeah.
This is up to you, buddy. Your call.
Let's change the team. Let's roll the dice.
We're rolling the dice with the team in the 2010s. Houston in the 2010s.
James Harden.
We get James Harden. So that was a good roll.
This has got potential.
75-7. That's a darn good team.
Yeah.
Well, I think the thing that held us back was Gary Payton. I think Gary Payton held us back a little bit.
But he was the best option for that.
He was the best option for that spot. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bill Russell, by the way, 15 points, 22.5 rebounds. And this was before they recorded defensive stats. So.
Maybe that wasn't the best choice then.
No, I think it was.
Okay.
I do, because at that, you're either taking Bill Russell or you're taking 21 point per game John Havlicek, and I don't know that that's the direction you want to go either.
True.
So
All right.
75-7, that's definitely good.
All right. We got time for 2 or 3 more. We got to get this.
Detroit in the 90s.
That's Isaiah.
This
Oh,
is
well.
Okay. So it
Yeah,
could be Isaiah.
It could be, but that was at the end of Isaiah. And it could be Grant Hill.
This is kind of the beginning of Grant Hill.
Right.
So
well, this is what Grant Hill was, the superstar, and then he went to Orlando and got hurt.
Joe Dumars.
Ain't going to be Dumars. It's either Isaiah or Grant Hill.
I can't imagine it would be anybody else here. I think Isaiah is probably your safest bet.
Think you're probably right. Let's go Isaiah at the point.
Isaiah at the point. Spin again. Brooklyn in the 90s. So this is the New Jersey Nets now in the 90s.
Boy. I mean, my immediate thought is Jason Kidd, but is he also just listed at the point?
Jason Kidd was not a Net yet.
Oh, he wasn't. Oh,
No.
okay. This would be like Derek Coleman.
Yeah, it could be him. Could be Drazen Petrovic also.
Yeah. Let's go with Petrovic at the 2. He was good. He was really good.
Drazen Petrovic at the 2.
This ain't 82-0. I already know that.
No, it's not. This is not. Brooklyn in the 20s.
I mean, if I'm getting the Nets multiple times, we know it's not going to be
Quee.
Sure. Guys, again, I know when change the team.
Change the team. You might get Durant here though.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about. Thank you. You're right.
You can get Durant here.
Let's throw Durant in at the 3 for now. We can switch him though.
Clippers in the 20s. So we could get Kawhi.
Yes, move Durant to the 4 and put Kawhi at the 3. It still ain't going to be 82-0.
No, but we'll see. OKC in the 10s. We have our team and our era respin, and it needs to be a center.
Right, because the one thing that the Thunder have never had a truly dominant center.
Right.
So let's change the team.
Clippers.
This would be Blake.
Probably Blake.
Yeah,
right?
We'll go with Blake.
58-24.
That was definitely the worst
backwards.
One.
All right. That was a rough one. All right. One more.
We got time. This has got to be the one. This has got to be the one.
Minnesota in the 10s. Your luck on spins. Anthony Bennett is around.
He is available.
Brian Cardinal.
I want to change the era. I want to try to get real Garnett.
20s. So
we got Ant. We get Ant. So that worked. That worked. Okay.
That works out. All right. Spin again. Dallas in the 10s.
That would be Dirk, right? It's early Luka and championship Dirk. And championship Dirk. He got in 2011?
Yeah, so that's up to you. We could go Nowitzki or we could go with the early Luka Doncic.
Let's go Dirk.
Dirk Nowitzki.
Because, I mean, there's MVP finals champion Dirk. So.
All right. Spin again. Denver in the 20s. We get
Give me Jokic. All right. I'm liking where this team is so far. We need quality.
Houston in the 60s.
Who the hell are they have in the 60s?
Not a whole lot.
And I can only change the team.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a problem because we're looking just at 60s. And I can't take Wilt because I have Jokic. So if I happen to land him. So we got to go to the team and just hope we get someone who was a legendary guard in the 60s. Washington in the 60s. Who the hell was there?
Earl Monroe.
You're probably right. We're going to go Earl of Pearl. That's our best option.
It has to be Earl Monroe. Yeah. All right. Last spin. Utah in the 2000s.
Now, for small forward,
Kirilenko.
Now, was because Karl Malone is only listed at power forward, right?
Yeah.
And is Dirk wasn't listed at small forward, was he? No.
Yeah. We can only keep him at the 4.
And could you move Ant to small forward?
No.
No. Okay, so it's only a small forward. It's all we got to do. Okay, well, we're not going to get it today again. Damn it. It's probably
Karolinko.
I was going to say it's probably Karolinko.
62-20. Yeah. So to be
I
honest,
feel like I'm letting our viewers down.
No, I mean, listen, look, I mean, this team was good. It was a bad last spin.
Yeah.
I'm almost tempted to see what Luka would have been. Like if we had gone instead of Dirk, if we had gone Luka,
because then we could have got Malone
and then gotten Malone.
It still wouldn't have been 82, but it probably would have been better, but it still wouldn't have been 82.
I agree. It would have gotten us closer, but not all the way there. All right. Another week down, Josh. We are 0 for 3 on 82-0. 0 for 3. How do you feel, my friend?
I'm starting to question if I have a future in this.
Oh, boy. All right, that does it for us. That's Josh Tariff. I'm Mike Guido. It's great to have you here on Mike and Josh, exclusively on the Grid Network. And at the end of the show, together we say.
You are listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up!
The key really is you need Wilt and Jordan. You need both of them for a chance.
You need all time. Yeah. You need, listen, I've done it. And the team that I built it with was insane.
Right.
I think I had Michael and LeBron, and I had Wilt Chamberlain. And
right.
You have to have the crazy numbers.
Yeah.
Every Thursday, exclusively here on the Grid. We'll see you next week.